There is apparently a second bid going in for Alexander Isak as Liverpool look at an alternative who plays in Spain. The Rodrygo deal is apparently impossible. Manchester City have apparently entered the race for Marc Guéhi should they lose a defender. And a certain Liverpool youngster will not have his pathway blocked to the first team. People, you know it. It's Monday. It means it's the Monday meetup show. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-Ish.
Ain't free back again, ripping LFC till the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions, we the best, we come again. Kop-Ish clean up in every region, elevation in every season. Couch up and all the fast match up and real rap and drifty go on tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish, this is Kop-Ish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that, this is Kop-Ish, this is Kop-Ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-Ish.
Good morning, lovely people. Hope you're all well. As always, please do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel too. As you can see on your screen, guys, there's some yellow. There's some yellow. And we are over the moon to announce our latest sponsor, OK Jersey. If you would like to pick up the best in class, the best football shirts for £15, that's right, £15, make sure you click on the link in the description or go to www.okjersey.com. Big up to those guys. And speaking of jerseys, guys, you know how we usually do on a Monday. A little bit of shirt association. And I've got one here. It's another Adidas one. One of the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first shirts with the standard chartered sponsorship. This bad boy. And I'm guessing this won't have too many good memories because, you know, it wasn't the best. We weren't the best in this shirt. If I'm not mistaken, Hodgson was manager for this shirt. But who does this shirt remind you of? Who's the first player that comes to mind when you see this shirt? For me, I have to say, it's Joe Cole. For me, it's Joe Cole. Make of that what you will. Hold on. Conservatory and unplugged my microphone. I'm not going to say who I think it is, but it weren't me, and there's 3 other people in the house capable of doing it. It weren't Robbie, because Robbie's never done it. That leaves 2. That leaves Stevie and my wife. Now, I ain't gonna snitch on nobody. But for someone to plug out my mic and not plug it back in, that's a lot. Can you guys hear me now? Am I clearer now? Can you hear me? Am I good? Wow, Liam started already. Don't say Stevie or he'll choke you out again. Okay, Stevie. Okay, Liam. Raul Morales is a shout from a few of you. Andy Carroll's a shout. Jovanovic, Bellamy, Downing. Some dark names. Jay Spearing's another one. Some dark names. Some dark names. I can't lie. There's some dark names there. But for me, it's Joe Cole. The first person I think of when I see that shirt is Joe Cole. I remember his debut against Arsenal where he got sent off. And we ended up drawing the game 1-1. A great goal by David Ngog, who actually should have been sent off in that game for a handball. And then a fumble by Pepe Reina gave Arsenal a late equalizer and a point as well. Right. Let's get into some talking topics, guys. And I'm going to start off with the first story of the day. And that is to do with Alexander Isak. So according to Mark Douglas, Newcastle are braced for a second bid from Liverpool for Alexander Isak after tonight's game at St. James's Park. Now, I don't think there's any shock to this. I think a lot of people are starting to put 2 and 2 together. And look, I've always maintained Liverpool would not land Alexander Isak before this game. And I have a few reasons why. Firstly, if Alexander Isak was sold and Newcastle hadn't gotten a replacement and Liverpool were winning the game, I think the ground would have become very toxic for Newcastle and Newcastle owners. Also, you couldn't run the risk of Isak potentially playing in this fixture against Newcastle. Not just that too. Let's say Newcastle did sell Isak and Liverpool, and look, and the Newcastle fans would just be up in arms, and it would create a bad environment for them. What they've done is play this out perfectly, because right now the Newcastle fans are so up for this game that it's going to be raucous in there for those Liverpool players. It's going to be really raucous. And they've done that by spinning the narrative that we're the bad guys and we're doing this and we're doing that. For me, Newcastle have played this perfectly to try and get a reaction from their players and their fans. We have to go and play the occasion. And if you want to watch that game live, make sure you follow us over on Big Up, link in the description, where you can watch that watch along tonight. But again, I expect a bid to go in. I still expect us to land the player, even though I know it'll be difficult, but I still see us getting him. Do I see Newcastle getting a replacement in? Do I see them getting another striker? I genuinely don't know. I actually don't know, but I still think we do land Alexander Isak. I'd love to know what you guys think. The Scouts Ninja says put in a bid at half time. That would be insane. Could you imagine? Again, I don't expect this to be like as soon as the game finishes, we hear about a second bid. But I do suspect that there will be a second bid probably tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll look to accelerate to get this deal. I don't think personal issues will be an issue. I don't think anything will be a problem apart from the situation with his medical. As long as he passes medical, I see him being a Liverpool player, and I see it happening pretty quick. And I think it's something we need. You look at our attacking depth. I know Slot's spoken about it, saying that we'll have enough. I think he's saying that to save face. He has to say that. He can't come out and say, no, we're lacking, because if we do that, then Newcastle could hike the price up and make negotiations more difficult. Also, it just doesn't look good from a unity standpoint. But I fully expect us to land Alexander Isak. I fully do. And if we sign him and we sign one other person who we're going to speak about shortly, for me, it's looking good, man. It's looking really, really good. A9 says, what if Isak already did his medical? Hey, can't be throwing out accusations. Can't be throwing out accusations. Relax. No, I don't think he'd legally be able to do his medical until everything goes through from Newcastle side. That's when we could get done for tapping up and all that. And nobody needs that drama. Nobody needs that drama. So yeah, I don't see anything would have been done by now, but I definitely think things will be accelerated as soon as the game's finished, and we'll go and we'll start pushing hard for Isak. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Are we still going to sign Alexander Isak, or is it just a pipe dream for now as well? Speaking of pipe dreams, that's a bit of a pause as well, actually. One player that a lot of the fan base want is Rodrygo from Real Madrid. And look, I've made no secret about it, especially after losing Diaz. Rodrygo, for me, would be a perfect signing. However, according to Dominic King, Rodrigo is not an option for Liverpool, even if a move for Alexander Isak is impossible. So again, not the greatest of news. However, I do take it with a pinch of salt that Dominic King has inside information on this. Now, that's not me downplaying Dominic King. He's a very good journalist. I just don't feel he gets loads right when it comes to Liverpool Football Club. And I think there's been a few examples in the past. Also, I'm going to try and find you a clip, guys, of something that happened yesterday. Let me see if I can find it, because I think this really shows the frustration that is happening at the moment with Rodrigo. I'm trying to find it, guys. This is typical. I'm looking for it. It's not there. Because he did actually start for Real Madrid last night. However, he was taken off. Here we go. I'm going to play it without sound, and hopefully it should be all right. If I get done for this, guys, and I just am done, because it just makes no sense why we'd be getting copywritten for something so small, especially when I'm commentating on it. So here he is. Substitute bench, slams his stuff down, and you can see visibly frustrated. Substituted around the 60th minute. Rodrigo has barely played any minutes for Real Madrid so far this season. Has barely featured. Xabi Alonso's kind of frozen him out. It looks like he gave him a chance and then kind of took him off on 60th minute. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest. If he doesn't leave, it makes very little sense to me. And if we're not in for him, it makes even less sense. Like, we know we need 2 more attackers. We know we need 2 more attackers. And he should be one of them. And I know, for example, DD saying he's not leaving Real Madrid. Stop it. If he was truly unhappy, he would have left. We have been hearing it for years that he is not happy, but he's still there. DD, things can change, bro. Things can absolutely change. Maybe that's the last straw for him. Maybe he wanted to stay and fight for his place, but maybe he realizes his place is unattainable in the team. Maybe he realizes he's fighting a losing battle. So obviously things can change. I don't buy this that because you go to Real Madrid, you never want to leave. Players have left Real Madrid. Doesn't happen often, but if a player is sat there and frustrated, visibly frustrated, and is not getting game time, is feeling like they're being mistreated, then I think they will look to leave, especially when the manager's new. Now, one thing I think we have to be worried about if we are looking at him is the presence of Manchester City. Manchester City, in my opinion, are probably an attacker short. And if they sell Savio to Spurs, in my opinion, they'll be our biggest competition to sign Rodrigo. I still don't think we are out of the race. I still give us a good chance, but it'd make things a lot more difficult. And if we can, for me, we should be looking to get this sorted out ASAP rather than wait for Man City to get involved, or potentially even Arsenal, considering they've just lost Saka as well for a month. We need to do what we need to do here and hopefully do it well. Ian Taylor, receding, Cal? No, all good. Maybe just the lighting. No receding here, touch wood. Chill with that. Let's not put that in the atmosphere. I'll go Turkey anyway. If my hairline starts really going back, I'll go Turkey. No secrets about it. If I go Turkey, I'm coming back with the beard, the hairline, calf muscles. I'm coming back with everything. If I'm going Turkey, I'm coming back with absolutely everything. So don't worry about that. Wow. CJ says receding on the beard, you mean? Wow. Oh, Ian, are you saying I need to get my teeth done as well? Like, what are we doing there? Why is there a crash out? What are we doing here? Why is there a crash out so early? Big up to my brother, Football with Ends in the chat. Guys, go and subscribe to Ends' channel. Also, if you're a member and you haven't watched our video yet with the underrated current Premier League 11, please go and watch that great video. And there will be another one coming out this week as well, and the following weeks coming up as well. Right. Let me know, people. Do Liverpool Football Club sign Rodrigo? Does he stay at Real Madrid? Or does he go somewhere else? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I think we have a high chance of landing him. I really do. So we will see. I just spoke about Man City, though, guys. And in fact, no, I'll come on to that in a minute, because I think this fits in as well, actually. So I'm going to read a quote from Paul Joyce. And I want to hear how everyone perceives this, especially with it being so late in the transfer window. Is this a clue? Is this a softening of the blow potentially with what's going to happen next? This is from Paul Joyce. He says, Rio Gamoa sparkled in preseason to such an extent that Liverpool have said they would rather create a pathway for him than sign Bradley Barcola or Malik Fofana. Now, Rodrigo's not mentioned there. Now, I know a lot of you want us to sign Bradley Barcola, just as Tom Little. Big up Tom Little, big up Hassam. Big up James Redmond also. However, I want to ask you guys, are you worried seeing quotes like this? I don't think any of us have an issue with Rio. I think we all rate Rio. If you have eyes, you have to rate Rio. But does this strike you as a sort of, we are not signing another attacker because Rio is going to be there? Is this going to be another shout out to Football Gossiper internal solutions? They said it was Klopp, didn't they? How does this make you guys feel? Because if I'm going to be honest, it does make me feel a little bit weary, because I don't think we should be, nor can we rely on a 16, 17-year-old Rio. Now, I understand he needs to get minutes, but I also think he understands that he can't be expected to be a first team right now in a team that is expected to challenge on all four fronts. Now, we know Chiesa looks like he's staying, which is brilliant news in my opinion. But that means we still need to sign a striker. Hopefully that'll be Isak. And for me, we still need a viable option to rotate with Gakpo and provide competition, or even remove Gakpo from the first team. Rio doesn't, in my opinion, give you that yet. In a year or two, absolutely he could. Absolutely he could. And shout out to LA. We say we'll get Isak and Rio's sixth option. We say sixth option, but really and truly, he's not a sixth option. There are six attackers, agreed. But for me, you're not sixth option when you only have one player in front of you, effectively. And that's what he'll have. He'll have one player at a push two if Chiesa goes out to the left. But for me, you have to go and get another wide player. It is so unfair to rely on Rio to be the person who potentially changes our fortunes. And look, I'm not being funny, but Slot's kind of showed his hand already that he doesn't want to throw Rio in at the deep end. He doesn't yet. He doesn't want to throw him in yet. We've not seen him at all since pre-season. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know a couple of you are saying, where do I see it here? Where do I see it? Second option in left wing. Yes, that to me doesn't make sense to me. That to me doesn't make sense. But look, I want to stop things for 1 second. You guys know Uncle Rod's people. I was on Uncle Rod's show on Friday. One of the nicest people, one of the best people, and one of the best content creators in the Liverpool space. Let's take a moment. It's his birthday today. Let's celebrate Uncle Rod's. Big up yourself, Uncle Rod's. This is for you. Big up Uncle Rods. Big up Uncle Rods. So again, guys, spoken about Rodrygo, spoken about Rio. Would you be content if Rio was the deputy left winger or the rotational left winger this season? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Also, some news that's come out this morning as well. McAllister is apparently not traveling with the squad to play against Newcastle. I repeat, Alexis McAllister looks as though he will not be available for tonight's match against Newcastle United. For me, this is a massive blow. A massive, massive blow, because even if he wasn't in some people's starting 11, he, for me, would have been someone who definitely features. Now, apparently, it's nothing to do with an injury. It's to do with his wife. I think his wife has gone into labor. But in terms of the fact that I think what makes this more scary is that there have been rumors of Szoboszlai playing at right back, which means McAllister and Grav could be fine in the midfield. But if McAllister's not there, I don't think you can't play Szoboszlai in the midfield. Jones and Gravenberch, for me, wouldn't work against this Newcastle team. But at the same time, I don't want to see Jones at right back either. No Frimpong either. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Like, Naldo says, can the lads stop shagging? I mean, what was 9 months ago? 9 months ago would have been around December time. That would have been after we beat like Spurs 6-3 in it. Makes sense. Makes sense. That for me was the game that pretty much sealed the league. Big up N90 in the chat. Hope you're well, brother. The Spurs game where we beat them 6-3. Around Christmas time, Kathy, you're right. All right, yeah. A little bit too much eggnog. You know what happens next, people. Jamie Foxx and T-Pace said it. Blame it on the alcohol. Yeah. Let's just say they were putting in some work over the Christmas period, not just on the football pitch and the training ground. But it looks as though, like, around Christmas time, people were getting busy. So congratulations to McAllister and his wife. I know the baby hasn't been born yet, but we're going to say congratulations early, and we're going to pray and hope for a safe delivery and that everyone comes out fine on the other side as well. Big up to McAllister's partner as well, going through labor. Obviously, I've never experienced labor, but I've been with a woman who has experienced labor 3 times, and it doesn't look fun. Yeah, so Marc Guéhi, Endo's influence is unmatched. I think that was a quote from someone on this channel. I want to say Drifty, or maybe Jamie, potentially, when Jamie's appeared on the channel. It's funny, no one's actually mentioned Endo. Would you guys start Endo if McAllister can't play? What would you guys do? LBO4, you've just made the list. You just made the list. But no, let me know your thoughts, guys. Hold on. I'm seeing breaking news. What's the breaking news? Someone just said breaking news. Kev Hodge, what's the breaking news, bro? So yeah, it's not looking good for Endo. No one really wants to start Endo. There's a chance it might happen. There is a chance it might happen. Leone in DM would be crazy. Can you imagine throwing an 18-year-old centre-back into DM in the first game of his Liverpool career away at St. James's Park? No, QT mods, that is a lot. That is a lot. Big up Sean Blackmore in the chat. Go and subscribe to Sean's channel. Mark 8, it's Trainioni time. Big ask, bro. And the same thing I'd say about Rio. That's a big ask. And look, Trey's further ahead in his development than Rio. I think people don't even realize that. But boy, I don't know. RTV, Bashetic. I mean, the last time he played at St. James's Park, he put in a fantastic performance, was a part of the reason we scored the first goal, but he ain't played no minutes in preseason or anything. Shout out to Makama, who says, right now it seems we sold all of our depth with no plan to replace them. Scary Hours, Fenway, Sanderson Group. Where are you? Don't worry. We're here. Shout out to John Conway. Big up yourself as well, John. Look at that. Member for 59 months. Insane. And look, guys, now I'm speaking about members. I think I will tell you guys this. One, there'll be way more member shows going forward. As I said, you've got the Drifty and Breezy show. You've got the Cow and Ends show. Matt will have a show with a special guest. It's to be released soon. Plus, there'll be more shows there as well. Not just that, guys. For members only, there will be a prize giveaway of 1 football shirt per month for members only. So if you're not a member, guys, and you want to be within a chance of winning a football shirt from OK Jersey, then you have to become a member. And we'll be introducing more tiers for members as well. And there will also be exclusive footage on the members site as well. So make sure you become a member if you haven't already. Right. Last topic, guys. Marc Guéhi. Now, we all know we're heavily pursuing Marc Guéhi. However, according to the Daily Star, which I would definitely take with a pinch of salt because, you know, it's the Daily Star, Man City could muscle into the race to sign a Liverpool-linked Marc Guéhi in the final week of the transfer window if they sell centre-back duo Manuel Akanji and Nathan Ake, with Crystal Palace captain being discussed as a potential £35 million target at the Etihad. All right, I was a little afraid of this, but I'm not with regard to Man City. I think a few teams are waiting to see what the fee's going to be for Marc Guéhi and then trying to throw their name into the hat. Now, I think Marc Guéhi has had his head turned by Liverpool, but he's not being unprofessional about it. However, I expect, or I would be shocked, should I say, if Chelsea don't come in for him. Chelsea have just lost Colwill with an ACL injury. They're lacking at centre-back, or they're lacking a top-class centre-back. If they go and get Marc Guéhi, he becomes an automatic start for them, and he was also played for them in the past as well. We need to get... Look, I know the Isak deal is important. This one is just as important. To the point where I'll even go, you know what? I'd sacrifice getting another attacker if it's not Rodrygo. Isak has to be done, and so does Marc Guéhi. But a couple of you guys have mentioned it already in the chat. What about Hincapié? And I'm going to shut this one down straight away. And the reason I say I don't think the Hincapié one will happen, he has the same agent as Caicedo. We know how that worked out with Caicedo. I would again be surprised if Chelsea don't go for Hincapié, if they don't go for Marc Guéhi. Chelsea need another centre-back. Now, it's crazy when you say that, considering the amount of players they have, but they need a top-class centre-back. So, time will tell. We'll see. Right, people. Once again, before we shut off, make sure you go and visit OK Jersey. £15 for the best football shirts you can buy. And you should go over there and check it out now. Not just current Liverpool shirts, retro shirts, international shirts, so you can rep your country as well. People, make sure you check out www.okjersey.com. Link is in the description. Shout out to Tony Steele for becoming a member. He has now put himself in with a chance of winning a jersey every month. People, if you haven't already, do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'll be back later on tonight on Big Up at around 7:45 for the live match watch along, and then we'll be back here on YouTube straight after that. People, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Until I see you again, stay safe, stay blessed. With Kopish around, people. Take care.